it's more complex than the other two or something. It has a
It
sort
is.
of, you know...
Well, and you've really got sort of the secretive, big spoilerific role, don't
Well, I
you?
know. I mean, it's a difficult one to talk about in a way. Because,
I know.
It was funny because I did some press in Australia, and the Australian press hadn't seen the movie. And in fact, I hadn't seen the movie, but obviously I knew the story, you know. And they were like, "So who do you play? Are you the bad guy?" And I'm like, "No, Ben Kingsley's the bad guy. I just play this guy that comes in between Robert and Gwyneth." And I'm like, "Oh wow, that's cool," you know. And in a way, I thought, "Oh, that's good. It's a good way to kind of be able to pitch it at least," you know. But then, of course, you know, when we started the press yesterday, everyone's like, "Right, so you're the bad guy. You're in charge of the Mandarin. You're the..." I'm like, "Oh, hang on, let's not ruin it for everybody."
Well, they'll keep us from publishing any of this anyway.
Well,
till
of
after the
course,
movie, so.
of course, yeah. So it's
You get to talk a little bit, I guess.
yeah. It's,
But what do they do when they tell you, okay, well, we're going to keep this under the hat till a certain date, or what?
Well, I think they basically say, yeah, look, when I told them what I was talking about to the press in Australia, they said, no, that's great. I mean, you know, this guy comes in, and I think in one of the trailers you sort of see a little charming moment with Gwyneth, and so it sort of looks like that's what I'm there for, you know.
Yeah.
So, you know...
But anybody that knows the comics knows that you're a bad guy.
True, but a lot of people
That's
don't,
true.
I guess, you know. So, I mean, you know, I guess it's pretty clear that I'm going to be a bad guy, I guess, to a certain degree. But it's just without ruining the whole Ben Kingsley thing. And I mean, what an amazing turn is that when he becomes, you know,
Oh yeah.
what's his name in it? I forget his name.
Yeah, it was
Trevor.
Yeah, Trevor.
I'm just Trevor. Yeah,
That was a fun twist, I think.
I mean, it's
People are gonna love
fantastic,
that.
isn't it? Because he's so powerful as the Mandarin.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, and it's kind of fun to mess around with the different comic continuity too, because my site is comicbookmovie.com.
Yeah.
Where,
So
and all my guys are purists and hardcore, most of them anyway, the readers. So they had a little issue when Ben Kingsley he's going to be the man. Well, he's not even Asian. What's going on there?
Right.
You know, but then this is a total twist too. How he's not even really the bad guy.
Yeah. Right.
So,
Yeah.
So tell me more about Aldrich. What makes him a good villain for Tony?
Well, I think he is, you know, obviously once he's got extremists running through his system, he's fairly unstoppable. You know, he's pretty powerful, and I think, you know, I think he sees a lot of himself in Tony, and I think he can see that Tony sees a lot of himself in Killian as well. So even though they've come from different ends of the spectrum, I think there's a lot of similarities about, particularly the Aldrich that Aldrich turns into, the charming, you know. The interesting thing, I think, is that, you know, toward the end of the second Iron Man and then in this one, you see a lot of Tony's ego being sort of stripped away, whereas I think we see Aldrich's ego kind of getting larger and more out of control. And so, in a way, there's a kind of a nice psychological battle, I think, between the two of them. So, you know, I mean, maybe Aldrich as a villain in this film is a good reminder for Tony who he needs to make sure he doesn't become, you know, or sort of stays away from, you know. And, you know, as I say, with the extremists running through his system, he's pretty tough.
Oh, definitely.
Jim, we gotta wrap it up.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
Well, thank you. I
No
appreciate
worries.
the time.
No, please. It was
Thanks
good
a
to
lot.
talk to you. Hi to the